Lynn from Maryland. I'll be reading Proverbs 16th chapter, New Century Version. People may make plans in their minds, but only the Lord can make them come true. You may believe you are doing right, but the Lord will judge your reasons. Depend on the Lord in whatever you do and make your plan, and your plans will succeed. The Lord makes everything go as he pleases. He has even prepared a day of disaster for evil people. The Lord hates those who are proud. They will surely be punished. Love and truth brings forgiveness of sin. By respecting the Lord, you will avoid evil. When people live so that they please the Lord, even their enemies will make peace with them. It is better to be poor and right than to be wealthy and dishonest. People may make plans in their minds, but the Lord decides what they will do. The words of the king are like a message from God, so his decisions should be fair. The Lord wants honest balances and scales. All the weights are his work. Kings hate those who do wrong because governments only continue if they are fair. Kings like honest people. They value someone who speaks the truth. An angry king can put someone to death, so a wise person will try to make him happy. A smiling king can give people life. His kindness is like a spring shower. It is better to get wisdom than gold, and to choose understanding rather than silver. Good people stay away from evil. By watching what they do, they protect their lives. Oh, that works. Pride leads to destruction. A proud attitude brings ruin. It is better to be humble and be with those who suffer than to share stolen property with the proud. Whoever listens to what is taught will succeed, and whoever trusts the Lord will be happy. The wise are known for their understanding. Their pleasant words make them better teachers. Understanding is like a fountain which gives life to those who use it, but foolishness brings punishment to fools. Wise people's minds tell them what to say, and that helps them be better teachers. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, making people happy and healthy. Some people think they are doing right, but in the end it leads to death. The workers' hunger helps them because their desire to eat makes them work. Useless people make evil plans, and their words are like a burning fire. A useless person causes trouble, and a gossip ruins friendships. Cruel people trick their neighbors and lead them to do wrong. Someone who winks is planning evil, and the one who grins is planning something wrong. Gray hair is like a crown of honor. It is earned by living a good life. Patience is better than strength. Controlling your temper is better than capturing a city. People throw lots to make a decision, but the answer comes from the Lord. Proverbs 17th chapter, New Century Version. It is better to eat a dry crust of bread in peace than to have a feast where there is quarreling. A wise servant will rule over the master's disgraceful child and will even inherit a share of what the master leaves his children. A hot furnace tests silver and gold, but the Lord tests hearts. Evil people listen to evil words. Liars pay attention to cruel words. Whoever mistreats the poor insults their maker. Whoever enjoys someone's trouble will be punished. Old people are proud of their grandchildren, and children are proud of their parents. Fools should not be proud, and rulers should not be liars. Some people think they can pay others to do anything they ask. They think it will work every time. Whoever forgives someone's sin makes a friend, but gossiping about the sin breaks up friendships. A wise person will learn more from a warning than a fool will learn from 100 lashings. Disobedient people look only for trouble, so a cruel messenger will be sent against them. It is better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than to meet a fool doing foolish things. Whoever gives evil in return for good will always have trouble at home. Starting a quarrel is like a leak in a dam, so stop it before a fight breaks out. The Lord hates both of these things, freeing the guilty and punishing the innocent. It won't do a fool any good to try to buy wisdom, because he doesn't have the ability to be wise. A friend loves you at all times, and a brother helps in time of trouble. It is not wise to promise to pay what your neighbor owes. Whoever loves to argue loves to sin. Whoever brags a lot is asking for trouble. A person with an evil heart will find no success, and the person whose words are evil will get into trouble. It is sad to have a foolish child. There is no joy in being the parent of a fool. A happy heart is like good medicine, but a broken spirit drains your strength. When the wicked accept money to do wrong, there can be no justice. The person with understanding is always looking for wisdom, but the mind of a fool wanders everywhere. Foolish children make their father sad and cause their mother great sorrow. It is not good to punish the innocent or to beat leaders for being honest. The wise say very little, and those with understanding stay calm. Even fools seem to be wise if they keep quiet. If they don't speak, they appear to understand. Proverbs 18th chapter, New Century Version. Unfriendly people are selfish and hate all good sense. Fools do not want to understand anything. They only want to tell others what they think. Do something evil and people won't like you. Do something shameful and they will make fun of you. Spoken words can be like deep water, but wisdom is like a flowing stream. It is not good to honor the wicked or to be unfair to the innocent. The words of fools start quarrels. They make people want to beat them. The words of fools will ruin them. Their own words will trap them. The words of a gossip are like tasty bits of food. People like to gobble them up. A person who doesn't work hard is just like someone who destroys things. The Lord is a strong tower. Those who do right can run to him for safety. Rich people trust their wealth to protect them. They think it is like the high walls of a city. Proud people will be ruined, but the humble will be honored. Anyone who answers without listening is foolish and confused. The will to live can get you through sickness, but no one can live with a broken spirit. The mind of a person with understanding gets knowledge. The wise person listens to learn more. Taking gifts to important people will help get you in to see them. The person who tells one side of a story seems right until someone else comes and asks the question. Throwing lots can settle arguments and keep the two sides from fighting. A brother who has been insulted is harder to win back than a walled city. And arguments separate people like the barred gates of a palace. People will be rewarded for what they say. They will be rewarded by how they speak. What you say can mean life or death. Those who speak with care can be rewarded. When a man finds a wife, he finds something good. It shows that the Lord is pleased with him. The poor beg for mercy, but the rich give rude answers. Some friends may ruin you, but a real friend will be more loyal than a brother. Proverbs 19th chapter. It is better to be poor and honest than to be foolish and tell lies. Enthusiasm without knowledge is not good. If you act too quickly, you might make a mistake. People's own foolishness ruins their lives, but in their minds, they blame the Lord. Wealthy people are always finding more friends, but the poor lose all theirs. A witness who lies will go free. A witness who lies will not go free. Liars will never escape. Many people want to please a leader, and everyone is friends with those who give gifts. Poor people's relatives avoid them. Even their friends stay far away. They run after them begging, but they are gone. Those who get wisdom do themselves a favor, and those who love learning will succeed. A witness who lies will not go free. Liars will die. A fool should not live in luxury. A slave should not rule over princes. The wise are patient. They will be honored if they ignore insults. An angry king is like a roaring lion, but his kindness is like a dew on the grass. A foolish child brings disaster to a father, and a quarreling wife is like dripping water. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a wise wife is a gift from the Lord. Lazy people sleep a lot, and idle people will go hungry. Those who obey the commands protect themselves, but those who are careless will die. Being kind to the poor is like lending to the Lord. He will reward you for what you have done. Correct your children while there is still hope. Do not let them destroy themselves. People with quick tempers will have to pay for it. If you help them out once, you will have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept correction, and in the end, you will be wise. People can make all kinds of plans, but only the Lord's plans will happen. People want others to be loyal, so it is better to be poor than a liar. Those who respect the Lord will live and be satisfied, unbothered by trouble. Though the lazy person puts his hand in the dish, he won't lift the food to his mouth. Whip those who make fun of wisdom, and perhaps foolish people will gain some wisdom. Correct those with understanding, and they will gain knowledge. A child who robs his father and sends away his mother brings shame and disgrace to himself. Don't stop listening to correction, my child, or you will forget what you have learned. Oh, now it works. A child who robs his father and sends away his mother brings shame and disgrace to himself. Don't stop listening to correction, my child, or you will forget what you have already learned. An evil witness makes fun of fairness, and wicked people love what is evil. People who make fun of wisdom will be punished, and the backs of foolish people will be beaten. Proverbs 20th chapter. Wine and beer make people loud and uncontrolled. It is not wise to get drunk of them. An angry king is like a roaring lion. Making him angry may cost you your life. Foolish people are always fighting, but avoiding quarrels will bring you honor. Lazy farmers don't plow when they should. They expect a harvest, but there is none. People's thoughts can be like a deep well, but someone with understanding can find the wisdom there. Many people claim to be loyal, but it is hard to find a trustworthy person. The good people who live honest lives will be a blessing to their children. When a king sits on his throne to judge, he knows evil when he sees it. No one can say, I am innocent. I have never done anything wrong. The Lord hates both these things, dishonest weights and dishonest measures. Even children are known by their behavior. Their actions show if they are innocent and good. The Lord has made both these things ears to hear and eyes to see. If you love to sleep, you will be poor. If you stay awake, you will have plenty of food. Buyers say, this is bad. It's no good. Then they go away and brag about what they bought. There is gold and plenty of rubies, but only a few people speak with knowledge. Take the coat of someone who promises to pay a stranger's debts and keep it until he pays what the stranger owes. Stolen food may taste sweet at first, but later it will feel like a mouthful of gravel. Get advice if you want your plans to work. If you go to war, get the advice of others. Gossips can't keep secrets, so avoid people who talk too much. Those who curse their father or mother will be like a light going out in darkness. Wealth inherited quickly in the beginning will do you no good in the end. Don't say, I'll pay you back for the wrong you did. Wait for the Lord, and he will make things right. The Lord hates dishonest weights, and dishonest scales do not please him. The Lord decides what a person will do. No one understands what his life is all about. It's dangerous to promise something to God too quickly. After you've thought about it, it may be too late. A wise king sorts out the evil people, and he punishes them as they deserve. The Lord looks deep inside people and searches through their thoughts. Loyalty and truth keep a king in power. He continues to rule if he is loyal. The young glory in their strength, and the old are honored for their gray hair. Hard punishment will get rid of evil, and whippings can change an evil heart. Proverbs 21, New Century Version. The Lord can control a king's mind as he controls a river. He can direct it as he pleases. You may believe you are doing right, but the Lord judges your reasons. Doing what is right and fair is more important to the Lord than sacrifices. Proud looks, proud thoughts, and evil actions are sin. The plans of hardworking people earn a profit, but those who act too quickly become poor. Wealth that comes from telling lies vanishes like a mist and leads to death. The violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do what is right. Guilty people live dishonest lives, but honest people do right. It is better to live in a corner on the roof than inside the house with a quarreling wife. Evil people only want to harm others. Their neighbors get no mercy from them. If you punish those who make fun of wisdom, a foolish person may gain some wisdom. But if you teach the wise, they will get knowledge. God, who is always right, watches the house of the wicked and brings ruin on every evil person. Whoever ignores the poor when they cry for help will also cry for help and not be answered. A secret gift will calm an angry person. A present given in secrecy will quiet great anger. When justice is done, good people are happy, but evil people are ruined. Whoever does not use good sense will end up among the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine or perfume will never be rich. Wicked people will suffer instead of good people, and those who cannot be trusted will suffer instead of those who do right. It is better to live alone in the desert than with a quarreling and complaining wife. Wise people's houses are full of the best foods and olive oil, but fools waste everything they have. Whoever tries to live right and be loyal finds life, success, and honor. A wise person can defeat a city full of warriors and tear down the defenses they trust in. Those who are careful about what they say keep themselves out of trouble. People who act with stubborn pride are called proud, bragger, and mocker. Lazy people's desires for sleep will kill them because they refuse to work. All day long they wish for more, but good people give without holding back. The Lord hates sacrifices brought by evil people, particularly when they offer them for the wrong reasons. A lying witness will be forgiven, but a truthful witness will speak on. Wicked people are stubborn, but good people think carefully about what they do. There is no wisdom, understanding, or advice that can succeed against the Lord. You can get the horses ready for battle, but it is the Lord who gives the victory. Proverbs 22nd chapter, New Century Version. Being respected is more important than having great riches. To be well thought of is better than silver and gold. The rich and the poor are alike, in that the Lord made them all. The wise see danger ahead and avoid it, but fools keep going and get in trouble. Respecting the Lord and not being proud will bring you wealth, honor, and life. Evil people's lives are like the paths covered with thorns and traps. People who guard themselves don't have such problems. Train children to live the right way, and when they are old, they will not stray from it. The rich rule over the poor, and borrowers are servants to leaders. Those who plan evil will receive trouble. Their cruel anger will come to an end. Generous people will be blessed because they share their food with the poor. Get rid of the one who makes fun of wisdom, then fighting, quarrels, and insults will stop. Whoever loves pure thoughts and kind words will have even the king as a friend. The Lord guards knowledge, but he destroys false words. The lazy person says, "There's a lion outside. I might get killed out in the street." The words of an unfaithful wife are like a deep trap. Those who make the Lord angry will get caught by them. Every child is full of foolishness, but punishment can get rid of it. Whoever gets rich by mistreating the poor and gives presents to the wealthy will become poor. Proverbs 23. If you sit down to eat with a ruler, notice the food that is in front of you. Control yourself. If you have a big appetite, don't be greedy for his fine food, because that food might be a trick. Don't wear yourselves out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to control yourself. Wealth can vanish in the wink of an eye. It can seem to grow wings and fly away, like an eagle. Don't eat the food of selfish people. Don't be greedy for their fine food. Selfish people are always worrying about how much the food costs. They tell you, eat and drink, but they don't really mean it. You will throw up the little you have eaten, and you will have wasted your kind words. Don't speak to fools. They will only ignore your wise words. Don't move an old stone that marks border, and don't take fields that belong to orphans. God, their defender, is strong. He will take their side against you. Remember what you are taught, and listen carefully to words of knowledge. Don't fail to punish children. If you spank them, they won't die. If you spank them, you will save them from death. My child, if you are wise, then I will be happy. I will be so pleased if you speak what is right. Don't envy sinners, but always respect the Lord. Then you will have hope for the future, and your wishes will come true. Listen, my child, and be wise. Keep your mind on what is right. Don't drink too much wine and eat too much food. Those who drink and eat too much become poor. They sleep too much and end up wearing rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not forget your mother when she is old. Learn the truth and never reject it. Get wisdom, self-control, and understanding. The father of a good child is very happy. Parents who have wise children are glad because of them. Make your father and mother happy. Give your mother a reason to be glad. My son, pay attention to me and watch closely what I do. A prostitute is as dangerous as a deep pit, and an unfaithful wife is like a narrow well. They ambush you like robbers and cause many men to be unfaithful to their wives. Who has trouble? Who has pain? Who fights? Who complains? Who has unnecessary bruises? Who has bloodshot eyes? It is people who drink too much wine, who try out all different kinds of strong drinks. Don't stare at the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. Later, it bites strange sights, and your mind will be confused. You will feel dizzy as if you're in a storm on the ocean, as if you're on top of a ship's sail. I heard they beat me up, but I don't remember it. I wish I could wake up. Then I would get another drink. Now I will read Ecclesiastes, third chapter from the New Century Version as well. There is a time for everything, and everything on earth. Okay, now I see that works. I apologize. I'm sorry, give me one moment. And I want to share one of our don't want the intro. I'm reading from the New Century Version. And I want to do 1 hour aloud. I want the intro. Okay. There is a time for everything, and everything on earth has its special season. There is a time to be born and a time to die. There is a time to plant and a time to pluck up plants. There is a time to kill and a time to heal. There is a time to destroy and a time to build. There is a time to cry and a time to laugh. There is a time to be sad and a time to dance. There is a time to throw away stones and a time to gather them. There is a time to hug and a time not to hug. There is a time to look for something and a time to stop looking for it. There is a time to keep things and a time to throw things away. There is a time to tear apart and a time to sew together. There is a time to be silent and a time to speak. There is a time to love and a time to hate. There is a time for war and a time for peace. Ecclesiastes 4th chapter, New Century Version. Again, I saw all people who were mistreated here on earth. I saw their tears and that they had no one to comfort them. Cruel people had all the power, and there was no one to comfort those they hurt. I decided that the dead are better off than the living, but those who have never been born are better off still. They have not seen the evil that is done here on earth. I realized the seasoned people work hard and try to succeed. They are jealous of each other. This too is useless, like chasing the wind. Some say it is foolish to fold your hands and do nothing because you will starve to death. Maybe so, but I say it is better to be content with what little you have. Otherwise, you will always be struggling for more, and that is like chasing the wind. Again, I saw something here on earth that was useless. I saw a man who had no family, no son or brother. He always worked hard, but was never satisfied with what he had. He never asked himself, for whom am I working so hard? Why don't I let myself enjoy life? This also is very sad and useless. Two people are better than one because they get more done by working together. If one falls down, the other can help him up. But it is bad for the person who is alone and falls because no one is there to help. If two lie down together, they will be warm, but a person alone will not be warm. An enemy might defeat one person, but two people together can defend themselves. A rope that is woven of three strings is hard to break. A poor but wise boy is better than a foolish but old king who doesn't listen to advice. A boy became king. He had been born poor in the kingdom and had even gone to prison before becoming king. I watched all the people who live on earth follow him and make him their king. Many followed him at first, but later they did not like him either. So fame and power are useless, like chasing the wind. Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter. Be careful when you go to worship at the temple. It is better to listen than to offer foolish sacrifices without even knowing you are doing wrong. Think before you speak, and be careful about what you say to God. God is in heaven, and you are on earth. So say only a few words to God. The saying is true. Bad dreams come from too much worrying, and too many words come from foolish people. If you make a promise to God, don't be slow to keep it. God is not happy with fools, so give God what you promised. It is better not to promise anything than to promise something and not do it. Don't let your words cause you to sin, and don't say to the priest at the temple, I didn't mean what I promised. If you do, God will become angry with your words and will destroy everything you have worked for. Many useless promises are like so many dreams. They mean nothing. You should respect God. In some places, you will see poor people mistreated. Don't be surprised when they are not treated fairly or given their rights. One officer is cheated by a higher officer, who in turn is cheated by even higher officers. The wealth of the country is divided up among them all. Even the kings, even the kings make sure he gets his share of the profits. Whoever loves money will never have enough money. Whoever loves wealth will not be satisfied with it. This is also useless. The more wealth people have, the more friends they have to help spend it. So what do people really gain? They gain nothing except to look at their riches. Those who work hard sleep in peace. It is not important if they eat little or much, but rich people worry about their wealth and cannot sleep. I have seen misery here on earth. Money saved is a curse to its owners. They lose it all in a bad deal and have nothing to give to their children. People come into this world with nothing, and when they die, they leave with nothing. In spite of all their hard work, they leave just as they came. This, too, is real misery. They leave just as they came. So what do they gain from chasing the wind? All they get are days full of sadness and sorrow, and they end up sick, defeated, and angry. I have seen what is best for people here on earth. They should eat and drink and enjoy their work, because the life God has given them on earth is short. God gives some people the ability to enjoy the wealth and property he gives them, as well as the ability to accept their state in life and enjoy their work. They do not worry about how short life is because God keeps them busy with what they love to do. Ecclesiastes, the 6th chapter, New Century Version. I have seen something else wrong here on earth that causes serious problems for people. God gives great wealth, riches, and honor to some people. They have everything they want, but God does not let them enjoy such things. A stranger enjoys them instead. This is useless and very wrong. A man might have 100 children and live a long time, but what good is it if he can't enjoy the good God gives him or have a proper burial? I say a baby born dead is better off than he is. A baby born dead is useless. It returns to darkness without even a name. That baby never saw the sun and never knew anything, but it finds more rest than that man. Even if he lives 2,000 years, he doesn't enjoy the good God gives him. Everyone is going to the same place. People work just to feed themselves, but they never seem to get enough to eat. In this way, a wise person is no better off than a fool. Then, too, it does a poor person little good to know how to get along in life. It is better to see what you have than to want more. Wanting more is useless, like chasing the wind. Whatever happens was planned long ago. Everyone knows what people are like. No one can argue with God, who is stronger than anyone. The more you say, the more useless it is. What good does it do? People have only a few useless days of life on the earth. Their short life passes like a shadow. Who knows what is best for them while they live? Who can tell them what the future brings? Ecclesiastes chapter 8, King James Version. I'm sorry, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, King James Version. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of a fool. This is vanity. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning, therefore thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resisteth in the bosom of fools. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and it is there, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Consider the work of God. Who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? In the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider. God also hath set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in wickedness. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand. For he that feareth God shall come forth of all men. Wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Also take heed unto all the words that are spoken, lest thou enter thy servant curse thee, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. All these have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? I applied mine heart to know, and to search, and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even if foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul keepeth, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I found not. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, King James Version. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment, and that in regard of the oath of God, be not hasty to go out of his sight, stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him. Where the word of a king is, there is power, and who may say unto him, what doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. For he knoweth not that which shall be, for who can tell him when it shall be? There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. All this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had done so. This is also vanity. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not God. There is vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I said, this also is vanity. Then I commended mirth, because a man have no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry. For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which God giveth him under the sun. When I applied my heart to know wisdom and to see the business that is done upon the earth, for also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes. Then I beheld all the work of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. Because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, Father, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it. Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, King James Version. For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all of this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. And I'll pause for a second. Let's see. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart, while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope for a living dog. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope for a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished, neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart, for God now accepteth thy works. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is life portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For a man also knoweth not his time. As he fishes, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, a few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, King James. Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savior. So doth a little folly him, so doeth a little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he saith to every one that he is a fool. In the spirit of the ruler, if the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Whoso removeth stones shall be hurt therewith, and he that cleaveth wood shall be endangered thereby. If the iron be blunt, and he do not whet the edge, then must he put to more strength, but wisdom is profitable to direct. Surely the serpent will bite without enchantment, and a babbler is no better. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. A fool also is full of words. A man cannot tell what shall be and what shall be after him. Who can tell him? The labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them, because he knoweth not how to go to the city. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season, for strength and not for drunkenness. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. Curse not the king, no, not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber. For a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which have wings shall tell the matter. I will conclude by reading Psalms 26. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I wash my hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved thy habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless the Lord. Okay. This concludes 1 hour aloud today. Play. Tune in every Monday for 1 hour aloud. I'm having for some reason I want to play right now. If you would like to read, send an email to gospelmusicloversbuffet@gmail.com or phone 202-322-2470. Okay. Now I'm testing this one. Okay, that's the wrong one. This concludes 1 hour aloud.